here are my thoughts on the first episode of Season 2 of Arcane. I do have my notes up here that I'll be referring to. I will say I'm not going to be putting up any of the show on here, but I do have timestamps so you can pull up Arcane if you want to, so you can go back and look with me as I talk about them. So, generally, starting with the top, I think the emotional opening of it was so moving. And I think it was a great way to introduce and get us back into the aftermath of Jinx's Sharkpedo missile, because it tore the place up. That's also bonkers that little Sharkpedo missile there, a little Sharknado missile, managed to do that catastrophic of damage with that one shot. That is, can you imagine if that's in Fortnite? Bring that in Fortnite. Okay, I'm going to go on a super quick tangent before I get in it. It's funny how everyone on Twitter right now is really rallying to get Jinx and Vi in Fortnite. And they were in Fortnite. I believe it was in 2022. But people really want that now. And they're saying, we need it. But it was there, but I didn't get it. Anyway, so at 14:22, the Hex Web that is sustaining Victor, that is crazy. The fact that is morphed into his body now, that is him, and he's just being sustained in there, that he's breathing, but besides that he's not doing anything. It's just the Hex Web is just infusing and I guess building and intertwining with him. At this point I've seen all 3 episodes of part 1, but I'm just talking about the first episode right now. So that's bananas. Okay, so 19 minutes to about 20:54. So this was where Vi was drinking with that one guy that she had seen before, after she had the conversation with Caitlyn, saying that she didn't want to don the uniform, but she still wanted to fight, but didn't want to wear the uniform because of what had happened with her parents. So she said it felt weird. So she went outside into the rain and she was just sulking about. And then there was this guy. And that's the guy that she ended up seeing again. And in the first scene, they didn't talk very much. The guy said, have you lost somebody in the attack as well? And then the scene cut from them. So I'm thinking that maybe after that scene happened, from our perspective, that maybe they talked a little more, that they were a little more bonded. I know that when characters have a common tragedy, then those characters bond quickly and they become a family, have that family bond really fast, because that catalyst of the tragedy really accelerates the camaraderie between them. So I'm assuming that's why Vi and that guy were kicking it together, and she felt reason enough to wake him up when he was sleeping and all of that. But okay, so I do have a note. Okay, yeah. So I think it was very strange whenever Maddie, that's the enforcer who came with the green guy, that I looked up his name, but maybe I just didn't look enough. I don't know his name. But whenever Maddie came up with that guy and she was talking to Vi, I thought it was very strange, even on the first watch, because I went through and I scrubbed through again, and I thought it was strange that the guy was awake but pretending to be sleeping. Why wouldn't you just be awake? I don't know. I thought that was strange. Could be overthinking, could be nothing, but I did think that was a little odd. Okay, 20 at marker 21:54. Just gotta say, I have it pulled up right now, actually. People got some drip out here. Man's in the monocle right here at 21:54. Man's got drip. I would wear that with the monocle and everything. It's a good look. All right, so about 22 minutes in is when the memorial attack happened. Man, how did such a well-oiled attack happen? That is wild that they were able to execute such a flawless plan so seamlessly that homie with the green neon tube was able to get all the way on stage, all the way on the stage there, going right up to Mel and to pull out the gun. That's wild. Nobody stopped at all. Nobody stopped her. That's wild. Also, I think it's kind of crazy that you cannot see the the neon tube. That thing was shining. You couldn't see that through that veil. I still at 21:54. I have it paused right now. I'm looking. I don't see the tube right there. So, I guess homegirl hit it or something. Use some cloaking thing because I should be bright green. But I digress. 24 minutes in, the shimmer mechs. That's bonkers. Apparently they do some good things down in the underworld, because those mechs that gave BioShock vibes. I think, is it BioShock? That's the game, right? BioShock that has steampunky robot things, I think. I don't know, but they did a real good job because ain't nobody could hit them. All right. Okay, 26-16. Vi and Caitlyn helping each other out was so sick. And how Caitlyn, she got pinned down, but Vi helped her out and was doing all this flippy stuff and using them self-defense maneuvers, and then Caitlyn, bap, hit from the back. I think they make a good team. They got the long range and they got the short range. I think that makes for some real good teamwork there. And also, at 26-34, Vi pulling off the mech's hatch there, you gotta have some strength because that thing looked tough. So to be able to have the capacity and the strength to just pry that off, man, Vi's on that strength build for sure. 29-39, Vi looks so natural with that hex hammer. It just looks like that is one of her main things that she's got going on, which is so sick. And funnily enough, I saw it because with as I said at the beginning of the video, how everybody is really wanting the Vi and Jinx skins back in Fortnite, especially with Season 2 coming out. The weapon that Vi had for the pickaxe was actually the hammer. So that's wild. Just that's her weapon there. Okay, at 30-43. That was when the Hex Hammer Blast missed the big old Shimmer mech because, who was it? Yeah, it was Mbessa's team that they were just chucking those lances and hitting the direct. I think it is wild that nobody was able to do a dent. The only dents that were able to be made on the Shimmer mechs was basically Caitlyn's bullet shots. It was cracking the glass of the cockpit, basically, of the mech, but it didn't do anything. And Vi was the only other person to do something because pulling out the hatch at least rendered the mech immovable, at least for a little bit. But it was Mbessa's team that they were chucking those lances, and all of them just hit their mark dead on. So they are cracked, I guess. Man, yeah, that was wildin'. Okay, 30-34. Wait, no, 33-34. Heavy as the Crown, banger song. Banger song. And Emily's vocals on that, just perfect. That raspiness that she has, really just brings it home, gotta say that. At 34-59, when Caitlyn came down to the Underground Council meeting, that new personality that she donned, that she was just coming in there and saying, what was the line? Address me with respect or keep your mouth shut. I said, cooking. Love to see it. At 35-20 was when they just used really sick transitions back and forth between Caitlyn talking about the plan that she wanted to execute and Jace actually forging the weapons at the same time. That was really, really cool and really well executed. Also, the fact that Jace is over here just forging away, just no problem. Homie got his back slashed by Saw Girl, but homie's still doing it. I know his back hurts. To do this, you're using your back. So big ups to Jace. Also on that tank build, I guess. I don't play League, so is Jace even in League of Legends? Is he a made-up character for this? I don't really know, because I have friends, as I've said before, I have friends that have played League of Legends that I've seen stream on Twitch. I don't know what's going on. I know top lane, bottom lane, go over here. I don't know. I just don't know. Okay, at 35-37, it's what I'm donning as the Hex team, which I've seen some people call Caitlyn's Strike team, but I like Hex team, so I'm going with that. The transitions that they were doing, so all of the, basically it was like, here's your character that you're unlocking. You got ba ba ba, you got Maddie, you got ba ba ba. The other guy, you got ba ba ba, green guy. And then Vi coming in at, I have it marked, at 36 minutes and 4 seconds. That's when you can see Vi. And Vi is in the uniform with the gauntlets. And you can just see on her face the pain that she's feeling from wearing this uniform that took her parents away. But now she's wearing it, and she's going to use that to bring another family member of hers to justice. I think that parallel is why she just has that look of anguish as far as wearing that. But man, she looks good in it. Okay, 36 minutes and 8 seconds. Okay, so my note that I have here. All right, yes. So I guess I don't know, and I don't remember. No, I think I do remember that Maddie was not in season 1. Maybe I should have gotten back. Maybe I should just watch the whole of season 1 and then come back. I should probably do that at some point. I have a couple layovers, long layovers. Maybe I can do that. Anyway, Maddie is a relatively new character. Even if she was heavily, I guess, introduced now, obviously. And looking back, I do find it wild that Maddie and Green Guy, sorry, I don't know your name, boss. If you know homie's name, please let me know, because I could have Googled more, but I wanted to make this video. But I don't know. It's just wild that Hex team was thrown together that quick and there wasn't that much history, because the Hex team is made up of Maddie, Green Guy, Caitlyn, Vi, and then the other guy who brought up the shield, and the guy who was drunk and who said, hey, you lost somebody too? So that's the Hex team. So the other guy, we didn't even really, I mean, he was just kind of there. They did fight in the battle together in close proximity, which is the only reason that I think that maybe they were inclined to, Caitlyn was inclined to include them in the Hex team. But it just seems kind of quickly thrown together. And I don't remember whose tweet it was. I looked back at my tweets, I looked at my likes and my bookmarks, and I didn't find it. But if I do find it, I'll put it in the description. Somebody said that they were a little sus of Maddie in particular, because they said it was kind of weird that Maddie just jumped in there, introduced herself to Vi, and then during the attack on the memorial, Maddie was right by the stage. Homegirl was right in the front. In the fact that that person was still able to get on the stage. People were saying, nah, I don't think so. I think there's something there. And that sort of plays along into just what I deduce on my own, that it seems just a very quickly made ad hoc team. But maybe Caitlyn was just really close to Maddie and Green Guy in Enforcer life in general. I don't know. Maybe Green Guy was very close to Caitlyn's mom. Maybe. Okay, but there's also, another marker at what also ties into a possible sus theory is at marker 20 minutes and 23 seconds when Vi and Maddie are shaking hands. They go, and Green Guy is just overlooking the handshake. homie's got a suspicious look. Going, yes, according to plan, type beat. Kind of strange, not sure. All right, and then at the end, at 3642 specifically, is where we see that person who has the bandages and they got out of a bear trap, and then they're going up to this cave, and then they got the poison gas and they're gonna chuck it at the wolves. That's wild. I don't know. I have a hiccup coming on. Ah! Hiccup. I don't know who that is. Strange. And the wolves? Strange. Well, there are my thoughts on episode 1 of season 2. All right. You know what they say.